Part 4 of the 990 is a checklist of required schedules. And it's actually 2 pages long, so I'm not going to go over everything that's there, but I do want to point out a few things that people find interesting or could be particularly informative. For example, line 4 asks if the organization is a Section 501c3 organization, that is a charity, because this is a 990, did the charity engage in lobbying activities? If they answer yes, then they need to complete Schedule C, Part 2. Charitable organizations are allowed to engage in lobbying activities, but there are limits, and they need to, the IRS wants to be sure that their lobbying activities aren't overwhelming or taking too great a proportion of their energies or resources and diverting resources from carrying out their charitable mission. Another thing people are interested in is audited financial statements. We will get calls all the time from people saying, do nonprofits have to release their audited financial statements? And the answer is, well, there's no requirement from the IRS. That's not one of the documents the IRS says is a public document. The public documents are the application for exemption, the letter of determination, which is the letter the IRS sends saying your application for exemption has been granted, your organization is now tax exempt under Section 501c, whatever, and the 3 most recent annual returns, that is the 990 or variation thereof, that the organization has filed. Nowhere in there is independent audited financial statements. But if the organization does have an independent audited financial statement and they click yes, then they need to fill out a Schedule D or a section of Schedule D. And some of the states actually require nonprofits to send them copies of their audited financials as part of their reporting to the state. And if you are trying to get hold of audited financials and you want to see if your state requires, or the state where the organization is located requires audited financials as part of the reporting, try going to www.nasconet.org. It's the site for the National Association of State Charity Officials. They have a page that lists contact information for all of the state charity officials in the country. And with that contact information, you can contact the appropriate state charity officials' office to find out whether the state requires audited financial statements from tax-exempt organizations, and if so, whether those audited financials are considered public documents. 2 other topics that really interest people are, did the organization pay for professional fundraising services? If they did, they have to, and they paid more than $15,000 for it, they have to report that, say yes on line 17, and then complete part of Schedule G. And people are always interested in fundraising events, so if they got more than $15,000 in gross income from and contributions from a fundraising event, they need to check yes on line 18 and complete Schedule G, or Part 2 of Schedule G. Hospitals, which are addressed in line 20, can be quite challenging to decipher or to untangle with a 990. And if you find yourself looking at a nonprofit hospital and getting confused, you may want to check www.healthjournalism.org, the Association of Healthcare Journalists, and see if they have any guidance or information that will help you unravel what tends to be a very knotty situation. And that's K-N-O-T-T-Y, not naughty. This is the 2nd page of the checklist of required schedules, and I just want to point out one thing on this page. We will get questions from people saying, I know that this nonprofit has has a branch or another business that they run, and it could be tax exempt as well, or it could be taxable. Where will I find information on that organization, on that other business? They should check yes. If that's the case, they need to check yes in line 34 and then complete part of Schedule R. And that's where you would find that information. So in the next section of this tutorial, we will start with Part 5, which is other IRS filings, and then jump to Part 6, which is management and governance.